The Ladies European Tour is coming down the stretch. We've headed south from beside the Atlantic in France to the Indian Ocean in South Africa. The Hibiscus Coast in KwaZulu-Natal is south of Durban and is a year-round holiday destination. The beaches are pristine and go on for as far as you can see. The inland scenery is eye-popping with an abundant and wonderful wildlife. The area has 11 golf courses, and this year the Sanlamere Country Club is the venue for the Cell C South African Women's Open. South Africa's number one is Leanne Pace. She made a steady start in her home tournament. This set up a birdie on 17 as she carded a 1 under par 71 in her opening round. 2006 champion Rebecca Hudson made 5 birdies in her first round. In a strong finish, she picked up a shot on 17 and then set up another birdie opportunity on 18. She took the chance and the clubhouse lead with an impressive 3 under par 69. But it was her fellow Englishwoman Charlie Hull who led after the opening day. This birdie on her 9th was one of 7 in a typically aggressive round. Even in the rain and wind, the 18-year-old's attitude remained positive and her ball striking immaculate. A 68 gave her a 1-shot lead. On day 2, the weather intervened again. More heavy rain had nowhere to go and flooded parts of the course. It made play impossible. The second round was abandoned and the tournament reduced to 54 holes.
I find golf so much more fun when it's raining and windy. I know people might disagree with me like that, but I love playing in the wind and I love playing in the rain because I feel like I'm a grinder and I go out there and I can try my hardest to post a good score.
Here's how it stood going into the weekend. Charlie Hull led by 1 from Rebecca Hudson and Steffi Kershmire of Germany. Melissa Eaton was the leading South African. She was one of 5 on 2 under par. Another was Anke Lindner, and with Sophia Popov a stroke further back, there were 3 German players in the top 10. Welcome to the Sanlamere Country Club on the coast of many colours. I'm Nigel Bidmead, and alongside me in the commentary box is former LET player Morgana Roberta.
Hi Nigel.
A prize fund of €320,000 for the players who've made the trip down to this beautiful part of South Africa. The sun is out, I'm pleased to report. A little bit of wind, but not too much, 15 kilometres.
Yeah, that's not too bad actually. Quite decent, and the temperature seems to be nice and pleasant.
A little bit of cloud, but as you can see, blue sky dominating at the moment. Here's the course card. How would you describe the course here at the Sanlamere Country Club?
I think the course is in very good condition for this time of the year. They've just come out of winter. I would say the course is playing relatively short when the wind's not blowing, but when the wind's blowing, relatively tough.
It's very tight with small greens. Round 2 yesterday was well underway when brutal weather closed in play and the round had to be abandoned, so there was no cut. Let's pick up the action from this morning, and the leading groups are around the turn. Now up there between the trees is the 9th tee. And that looks like Marianne Skartnord with her arms folded. And that looks like your friend Leanne Pace.
That's it. This should be well within a range of hitting it nice and close.
She's another one who hits the ball superbly. And that's very acceptable.
Great shot from them.
Leanne Pace will have that for birdie. Next to go in this group is Cheyenne Woods, a winner on tour earlier in the season, taking the title in Queensland, Volvic Masters. Now, can she get inside, Leanne? Oh, she's left that a little bit short.
A little bit short. It's actually quite a visually challenging hole. You know, it's downhill, but there's water behind, so you have to be careful with that one.
Cheyenne Woods, 6 over par, so struggling a little bit in these conditions. They're not easy at all. The third in the group, as I mentioned, is Marianne Skarpnord, who is the defending champion.
Well, she should be well used to these conditions. She played well last year.
Bogeys on 7 and 8. And it doesn't look too windy from there, but if you look at the tops of the trees, they are swaying a little bit.
And from the flag also you can see it's a bit windy, so kind of into you a little bit, so you have to be precise with the shot.
Yeah, there's not much room for error, is there? Water all around the back and to the left, and a bunker on the right as Skarpnord draws this in. Has she given it enough? Ooh.
Just the front edge.
Is that a downhill lie for her?
Yeah, it looks a little downhill. It'll be a tough putt from there to get it nice and close.
So advantage Leanne Pace on the 9th in that group. And the golf course has taken an awful lot of water. It does drain very well. And the greenkeepers, they were out very early this morning, 5 o'clock, mowing the fairways and getting the golf course ready for these players. It's Amy Bolden.
It's a pretty good shot. The greens are actually a little hard at the moment. The first bounce is really big and then kind of stops from there, but you have to be nice and precise, usually pitching it before the flag.
Now Charlie Hull on the 10th, double bogey on the 4th has halted her charge. She did get to 5 under with a birdie on the 2nd, but then dropped a shot on the 3rd and a double on the 4th, back to 2 under.
You can actually see Marianne's quite a bit short there of the green. I don't know if it's the wind change or a bit of a misclub, but she's quite a way short there.
Yeah, she has work to do. Now the Spanish Open champion Connie Chen on the 10th hole. Pin is back left. Lucky break there. I think she overcooked that a bit, didn't she?
She did, but you know, came back nicely. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Did her win in Spain surprise you?
Yes, to be honest, she's quite young and but got a lovely swing. Technically very correct. I was very happy for her when she won.
Being very impressed with her poise under pressure, and in the end she won going away. Cheyenne Woods pitching to the pin, and she's done that very nicely.
She has. That's very well done.
She'll have a putt for par.
It's actually been so nice to have Cheyenne Woods come out to South Africa and support the event. She's a lovely girl.
Ashley Simon, twice a winner of this tournament. She won it when she was 14.
And now I think that year I actually came second.
Ah! This time last year she was recovering from hip surgery, and she played pretty well in the only round that was possible at the South African Open. Playing a little bit more golf in America is Ashley.
Yes, I think Ashley is trying to ply a trade in America mostly. I think that's her ultimate goal, and she would love to win a couple of tournaments over in America.
Charlie Hull. A double on 4. Out in 38. Began the day 4 under, now 2 under. She's got a longish putt here.
Leanne's got a bit of a downhill putt. The greens don't seem to have too much grain in them. Just playing a little bit slow today. So a lot of the players have been leaving the putts a little short. So let's see if Leanne can get this one to get past the hole a little bit, or at least be a little bit positive on this one.
Would Leanne have played this course a number of times?
Similar conditions, I would say. Not this exact course, but definitely similar conditions. She plays well in the coast.
She's judged that pretty well.
That's a great putt.
She'll have that for par on the 9th to remain level. Pops it in. Hovering around the world's top 50. 1 over for the day.
Yeah, this is Ashley. She's got a bit of an uphill putt here. She's also quite a good putter, so this should be close or not in.
It looks good. Oh,
just turned at the end.
Right at the end, wasn't it? That was a very good putt. Last year, as I mentioned, her having hip surgery, she had been able to work on her short game, and it looked really sharp.
Yeah, Ashley has always been a great short game player, but I think when you have that type of injury and you can only putt and chip, it can only, do you good. Maybe to have a bit of a rest on the long game and then focus on your chipping and putting.
Yeah, she was a little bit tentative on her long game, but still she played very nicely. Now, Cheyenne Woods to stay at 6 over.
That's a great save.
Mission accomplished after she left her tee shot short on this 9th. Now that slice of luck for Connie Chen. She does have to putt from the fringe though. This is for birdie.
The greens are just losing a little bit of pace. They're not as fast as they were yesterday. I don't know if they didn't have chance to roll them after the rains yesterday.
Asking one of the caddies to move. I don't think it was her caddy. Now, Caroline Martins, rookie from Norway. That's a pretty good shot, but she has an awkward putt. Now, Charlie Hull. This to get back to 3 under. So, from what you've seen so far, would you say the greens are running slow? A few players have left them short, haven't they?
Yes, it does seem to run a little bit slower than it has been of late during the practice rounds, and also from yesterday. I think it's partly because obviously it's rained and they haven't had time to roll out the greens. So the putts seem to be left short. A lot of them have been left short, so they need to be a little bit more positive on them.
Now Scott Nord on the 9th. She too is struggling, and she's going to drop a shot. Well, by her own admittance, she hasn't been playing well of late, and it didn't help that her clubs got lost. She had to play a practice round with borrowed clubs, and the regular sticks did turn up, but it's an inconvenience you don't need. How many times have you lost your clubs?
Actually, I've been known to lose my club a lot of the time.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I think the first year on tour I lost my club 6 times.
Really?
By that time I could play with a fishing rod. Tried everything you could think of. It's part of being a golf professional, I believe.
Yes, Yes, on the 10th is Cheyenne Woods. This is par 4. Playing 286 yards today. Most of the holes have been shortened. Golf course is playing longer in the damp conditions.
That's
nice looking
try.
swing and a very good result for Cheyenne Woods. Now Scarpnord after that bogey on the 9th. It's got to settle down a little bit.
The par threes are actually playing, I would say, the toughest on the golf course. If you can do well on the par threes, it seems to help your score a little bit. Yeah, par threes, I would say, is something that you need to look at this week.
Bogeys on 7, 8 and 9 for Scarpnord. She's found the fairway. And she's longer than the other two. So that'll give her a little lift.
Yeah, like I've said, it's playing a little bit tougher today because of the wind.
Rebecca Hudson leads at 3 under. Yet to go out. Steffi Kershmire, joint leader at 3 under 2. Charlie Hull 2 under on the 10th. Leanne Pace tied 10th. Level par through 9 holes. Hudson and Kershmire at 3 under par, leading the tournament, but yet to go out in these tricky conditions. Much better than yesterday, of course, but still difficult to play in. Valentine Daddy 2 under. She's a force to be reckoned with, very steady. Other players on level par: Sarah Hassan of Wales, Florentina Parker of England, Sophie Duquel-Betin of France.
And then Namukhlet Lamini is coming up nicely through the ranks there. I see she's tying 16th at the moment. She's also a rookie this year, playing quite well.
Melissa Eaton going backwards, I'm afraid. Connie Chen, Nicole Garcia.
So another one of the good South Africans coming through.
Have you got a lot of good players coming through at the moment?
We actually do. I think it's the most amount of South African players on the tour this year. I think there's about 8 or 9 of them. Obviously including Laura Moritz, who's a veteran on the LET.
Picking out some other players: Stacey Lee Bregman, 3 over par, going out just before noon. Chloe Lurkat of Belgium, 4 over. So too Christine Wolfe and Whitney Hillier of Australia. Now, fairway of the 10th hole, and first to go will be Leanne Pace. She lives down Cape Town way, doesn't she, when she's in South Africa? Is it George?
Well, she used to stay in Muscle Bar. She's in Pearl Valley now, not too far from Muscle Bar. Also, she's used to these conditions, kind of a little bit windy, a little bit tough, bit of a grinder, so she'll play well in these conditions. Pin is actually in a tough place today, but it's quite a short shot in. So Leanne is a good short game player, and this should be fairly close.
Oh.
Ah.
Lovely control on that shot from Leanne Pace. Next to go is Marianne Scarpnord. The pin is at the back, and you can see the wind has picked up a little bit. And Scarpnord throwing it up there. super control.
It's a fantastic shot.
What would be your plan of attack here? Would you try and keep the ball lower in the wind?
Definitely. It's a little tough to keep it low with a wedge in your hand or a sandwich in your hand. So kind of just try and swing it easy is the main key to trying to get the spin rate down. Problem is when you hit into the wind, you know, as soon as it gets up a little bit higher than it should, it almost comes back at you.
Just looks like Cheyenne Woods has not got her A game today. That's well short. She's on the green for 2. She has a birdie putt. And I think that faces a reflection of the shot. Yeah, Caroline Martins. This would get her to 2 over. Came down off that slope. Tricky little par putt.
It is, and the green is a little unsighted. Kind of hitting your second shot into the green without really seeing the bottom of the pin, which makes the shot so much harder.
Ashley Simon weighing up her options.
You can see her caddy Dave is actually just making sure of the wind direction here. It's important to make sure that you've got the right club in your hand before you hit it.
Second shot to the par 4 11th. Pin is back right today. It's a lovely easy swing. Well, acceptable. Well, it was.
That just ran down the hill there a little bit. It'll be a long putt for birdie.
And the slope to negotiate as well. So perhaps a little bit of a misjudgment there from Ashley Simon.
You could see before she hit the shot that she wasn't too sure that that was the right club in her hand.
Hull. And a similar kind of result from Charlie Hull. Two under par. Now back to the 10th, and Cheyenne Woods with this long birdie putt. Her friend Alexia caddying for her and tending the flag, a childhood friend.
As we've said, the greens are very slow at the moment, so they really have to make sure that they try and get the ball past the hole when they putt.
Well, she's left that well short. Chen on 11. Giving it the eye. Ooh. Oh, that's going to be very awkward.
That's not going to be an easy shot now.
She got a little bit lucky on the 10th, didn't she, when she overcooked it, and she's done it again, and this time it's run away down the hill.
Yeah, it just seems that she's either misjudged the wind there a little bit or she's overclubbed.
She's got an awkward one coming back. Now next to go on the 10th is Lee Ann Pace. Well, she's given that the gun and charged it rather.
That's a little bit of work left after that first putt.
I think she saw Cheyenne Woods' drop short, didn't she? And so she too has left herself a little bit to do for par on the 10th. There's Ashley Simon, Charlie Hull and Connie Chen make their way onto the green.
That pin is way on the right today. It actually brings the water into play, so the position that Ashley and Charlie have actually hit it to is actually quite decent. kind of want to stay left of the pin and short. Right is obviously a lot of trouble, and I think Connie just tried to keep it up the left and she just misjudged it a bit.
Well, her caddy goes off to inspect the damage, and Chen will just have a look, see how much green she's got to work with. She'll be the first to play, and she does have a little bit of green to work with. I wonder what's in her way. There's a couple of trees there.
And she's got a bit of a hill to chip up and over. You're right, she's got a bit of green to play with, so that'll make the shots a little bit easier if the if you can say that it can be a bit easier.
You see some of the villas on the San Lamir Country Club estate in the background. Some of the wonderful plants and trees.
That's a great putt.
Solid putt.
Yeah, she's very solid on that kind of yardage.
Very good all-round game. Now, it looks like she has enough room to swing the club. The tree behind her will be in the back of her mind. It's a little bit awkward. This will be a good test.
Nothing like chipping from underneath the trees to test the short game.
And she's got water just on the other side of the pin, so there's not much margin for error here. But as we saw in Tenerife, she's a cool customer. Opening the club face.
That's a fantastic shot.
She's played that pretty well.
Yeah, and also the rough in South Africa is quite tough. It kind of grabs the club, so she made very sure that she caught the back of the ball there on the chip.
She's given herself a chance of par. Still got some way to go. So all three players are now on the putting surface. As we go up to the 10th with Skarp Nord for birdie after that lovely approach shot.
That should give us some confidence for the next few holes.
Absolutely. Well, after three consecutive bogeys, she's made a birdie. Back to 6 over par. Now Ashley Simon. She's got some way to go. Oh.
You can see it's quite slopey from the left, Jim.
It is, isn't it? At least a double breaker.
She'll do well to get it within 3 foot, yeah.
An excellent putt. That's within what, 10-12 inches maybe?
Yeah, fantastic putt that. Actually, it's quite a good solid putter too. Great feel on the greens. That's one of his strengths.
Just checking that she's not in Charlie Hull's line, and pops it in for par. Think she'll be happy with that?
I think she'll be happy with that par. As I've said, the pin is actually on the right, very close to the hazard on the right, so she'll be happy with that par on 11.
Well, Charlie Hull, from a similar spot, she'll have got a good read of Ashley Simon's putt. And Charlie Hull has changed her putting grip in recent weeks to left-hand low. And that's another very good putt. She'll pop that in for par. Have you tried that, Morgan?
I actually prefer the left-hand low putting grip to the normal one. I feel like it takes the risks out of the equation. Yeah, I guess it's just personal choice, you know. Putting is, I always say, very personal, so it's whatever works.
I think it was Gary Player at Wentworth recently that convinced Charlie Hull that it was worth trying left-hand low. I think Gary Player said that if you could change one thing, that would be it, that he would go to left-hand low. And I think sometimes his prowess at putting is overlooked. I mean, we know how strong he is and how great his iron play was, but you don't win 9 majors if you can't putt. And he's not just an inspiration for South African golfers, as Gary Player, as Connie Chen.
Fantastic.
Oh, what an up and down. I think she was pleased with that.
It seems so. Well, I think she's been playing really well the last 6 months. Winning the Spanish Open's been fantastic for her, and you can see her form's just pulled through from then.
That'll give her a little boost. Hudson and Kershmire lead Charlie Hull, Fabienne in Albon, and Patricia Sanz-Barrio, who are at 2 under. Hull, the only one of those out on the course. She's played 11 holes. She's 2 over for her round. That doesn't mean too much with Charlie Hull. She can get that back very easily.
She's a very exciting player. I mean, sometimes I look at her scorecard, looks a bit like a Christmas tree. Drops birdies here, pars there. It's always very exciting watching her play.
Yes, she's a real talent and plays golf in a very aggressive way. And I suppose in many ways the heir to Laura Davis, who has a similar game.
And I think it's very nice to see.
Well, here's Martins, the rookie. This is her 3rd. Over a little creek. And off the green. So a little bit awkward.
Marianne's actually got a South African caddy on her bag this week. She used him last year as well. She seems to always have him when she comes to South Africa. Brian Shezzy.
He's not the one nicknamed Dangerous, is he?
Yes, that's it. You're going to have to ask him why he's called Dangerous, though.
It's something to do with the snake, isn't it?
Exactly.
Was it something like a snake on the bag and he was running down the fairway going, it's dangerous, it's dangerous. Oh, terrific.
That's it.
But you're a South African who's never seen a snake.
That's true, and I've never seen snow, so that doesn't say much.
Well, I'm sure Brian the caddy knows this course very well, and he's giving some advice to Scarp Nord. It's an awkward pin position, and with the wind, there's quite a high tariff on this shot.
Yeah, she actually has a lot of water to carry from the right side of the fairway, yeah, so she needs to keep the ball left, make sure that she keeps it under the wind. So it'll be a long iron shot into the green. She might even have to use a rescue, it just depends on the yardage, yeah.
It's a long discussion. What have they decided? So many factors to take into consideration, but they have made their decision.
As you can see, actually, from this angle, you actually can't see the pin. So it's not an easy shot.
I suppose it looks like she's set up to draw it in and she doesn't like it.
Rather there than right, I say.
Yeah. It's a miscue, but she's okay. And she too, not quite on top of her game. What did she do wrong there? Was it just a little bit quick?
Yeah, it just seemed like it was a bit of a rush from the top of the backswing. I think she was a little anxious to to get to strike it, and the water on the right doesn't make it visually easy to hit that shot.
Little flash of frustration from Skarpnord. Leanne Pace, who seems to have the same temperament whatever happens, and that's one of her strengths, isn't it?
She's fairly even-tempered. It's nice. That's
well
a
worth
great
the
shot.
applause.
Yeah.
She'll have that for birdie.
She's got Andy Dearden that's just come onto her bag the last couple of events now.
Woods 7 over for the tournament. She and Skarpnord struggling together, and oh, she doesn't like that one either. Well, that's not too bad though, is it?
It's a good bad one.
Yes.
It's just a bit slopey on that left there, so it'll be a tough putt. It's not going to be easy to read. I think that's why she was a bit disappointed with that.
And it just turns away in disgust. A lot of us amateurs would be delighted with that, but at this level of the game, that's an opportunity to get close to the pin, and she hasn't taken it. It's quite beautiful, this part of South Africa. Fantastic scenery everywhere, the Indian Ocean. And that's Martin's chipping. Very well done.
Fantastic chip.
So she'll pop that in for par.
Have you been whale watching, Nigel, at all?
Say that again?
Whale watching?
Not here, but I understand it's a good time of year to go whale watching, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's actually been so nice looking at the horizon, seeing the whales jump out of the water. It's actually fantastic.
It's a really good experience. And I did hear you talking about possibly going shark diving on Monday.
Yes, I've decided to take up the challenge and go some...
You're going to go?
I think I might, eh?
Oh, I'll have to tell the sharks.
What about you, Nigel? Wouldn't you like to join?
I'm working on Monday, thank you. Now Chen, who's missed the fairway. The rough not too punitive. Oh, and she's nailed that.
Fantastic shot.
That really is a fantastic shot. Little acknowledgement of the applause.
She's really coming into her own of late, eh?
Really
playing
is,
nicely, putting well.
She's a very poised young lady. Lining up her approach is Ashley Simon. It's a lovely tempo. Is that a club short?
I would say that was a... It almost looked like she hit it a little heavy. Actually, the last couple of holes she's actually just made a few practice swings after she's hit it, so I think she's just not striking it as well as she would like to.
Ball above the feet of Charlie Hull.
This should actually help her turn the ball over a little bit. The pin is tucked to her left as she's hitting the shot, so it should actually help her get the ball closer to the hole.
One off the lead. That's a pretty good result for Charlie Hull. She'll have that for birdie and to get to 3 under par and a share of the lead of the Chelsea South African Women's Open. Now Scott Nord, after leaving it short, has this bump and run, would you call it that?
Yeah, bump and run, chip and run.
That's what she's going to try and do on this 11th hole.
She's got a couple of slopes to come over as she hits it.
Just checked up, but it is running on. It did release in the end.
Yeah, it ran out nicely.
That is the Indian Ocean.
Spot the whale?
Ooh, not from here. It does bring some unpredictable weather at times, but when the sun's out, it is absolutely stunning.
It's lovely here. Usually this time of the year it's quite humid as well. It's been a bit rainy, which is unusual.
There's so much to do around here, as well as, you know, whale watching and shark diving and playing golf, and you know, if you're a bird spotter, you're in seventh heaven here. I think there's over 200 different types of birds on the San Lemire Country Estate. Yeah, plus, you know, other wildlife, monkeys and all sorts of things. As Leanne Pace putts for birdie.
That had the right line, it just need a little bit of extra speed. The players have been saying that the greens are obviously a little bit slow, and what I've seen, it seems a little bit slow. Not so much grain actually. So a lot of the players have been...
How does that work? Does the dampness take the grain out?
The dampness does, and also the fact that they didn't really roll the greens this morning also doesn't help the situation.
Well, I heard them cutting the fairways at 5 o'clock this morning.
That's really early. I'm not awake that time.
Ashley Simon for birdie. It's not a bad putt. Nice weight on it. Now Woods. And this for par to stay 7 over, and she walks straight after it. She's going to drop at least a shot there.
Just a little untidy, leaving the second shot a bit short, and then obviously not making that putt.
Well, struggling in the conditions here on the Hibiscus coast. Here's a young lady who isn't struggling. This for birdie. Oh. Well, it couldn't have been any closer.
Now that might as well have gone in for all.
Well, it was a lovely weight. Do those kind of putts give you confidence, or do they lower morale?
I think if it keeps happening on a regular basis, then it plays on your mind a little bit. But that was such a good putt. I don't think she should feel upset about that at all.
Scott Nord too is going to drop another shot. She goes to 7 over. Well, if she gets this.
Yeah, and she seems very upset with herself as well.
The body language is not good from the defending champion. Just needs to compose herself, because this is an awkward little putt as well. She usually, or sometimes, has her boyfriend Richard Green, the professional golfer, on her bag, but
I think maybe I'd be a little bit superstitious if I've won with Brian before. I would probably keep him on my bag.
Come on, Marianne. Well done. She drops a shot though.
She's got a couple of par 5s coming up, so hopefully she can make those up.
She strides away. Trish Johnson of England. A winner on tour this year, the oldest winner on the LET. Another very consistent performer. And that's part of the reason why her iron play is superb.
It is superb. And Trisha's one of my favourite players to watch and speak to.
Chen. After that wonderful approach.
Yeah,
Yes.
Well done.
Very nicely done. Amy Bolden on 13. Leading the Rookie of the Year. She's had a really good first season, has Amy Bolden. And that's another terrific approach shot from the Welshwoman. Ashley Simon for par.
I see that she's changed her putter. She's got a mallet putter with a thicker grip. She obviously changed her putting stroke a bit.
Here's how it stands. Rebecca Hudson and Steffi Kershmire yet to begin their second rounds. They're the leaders on 3 under par. Five players on 2 under, including Charlie Hull. She's the only one out on the course at the moment. Other players to catch the eye: Valentine Derry, very consistent, and Catherine Lindner, a winner on the LET last year. Holly Clyburn too, a winner on tour last year. Leanne Pace lurking on level par through 11 holes of her second round. All these players have yet to start their second rounds. A reminder that the play on Friday had to be abandoned. The tournament cut to 54 holes. Chloe Lurkamp, 2 over. Connie Chen, 2 over, battling away out there. Melissa Eaton having her struggles today at 3 over. Catherine Bristow, the left-hander from New Zealand, also at 3 over. So too Caroline Martins. Trish Johnson, Christine Wolfe, also at 3 over. That seems to be a popular score, doesn't it? Stacey Lee Brigman in there as well. She's yet to start her second round. Chanel Delange, is that how you say it? It's from South Africa, 4 over.
Chanel De Lange.
De
Lange, yeah.
Tied 38. Where would you expect the cut to come?
I was thinking +8.
Yeah, so all these players
Should be fun.
in with a shout of making play on Sunday. Mathilde Capellier, the 16-year-old French amateur, going along okay. Isabelle Boineau of France, she's had some form recently. 6 over through 16 holes. Beth Allen rather falling away, the veteran American. 7 over through 10. Scott Nord, our defending champion, 7 over as well through 11 holes. The wind whipping up the waves of the Indian Ocean, and in the foreground the Saint-Lumiere country estate with its wonderful colour. And Leanne Pace, Mariana Scarpnord and Cheyenne Woods make their way towards the green, and we pick it up with Amy Bolden on 13.
It's never nice missing one of those putts that you think you should be making.
Amy Bolden looks away, wondering what might have been. Oh, Trish Johnson get a shot back. Get her back to 2 over. Oh. Oh, it's a cruel game at times.
It can be. A love-hate relationship.
I think all of us golfers have that, and talk about professional and amateurs. But to have to do it for a living, it can be extremely frustrating, and Trish Johnson knows it more than most.
Yes, she does. I think she does have that love-hate relationship with golf, as we mostly do. The wind actually seems to be picking up a little bit, if you can see from the flag there.
You can hear it as well. There we have the projected cut at 6 over. Scarpnord, I would suggest, not quite as in love with the game at the moment as she might have been at other times, but persevering. And you can see her tee in the ground. They are playing preferred lies. Both her and her caddy, Brian, consulting the yardage book. It's not that easy though, is it? You've got to take into account wind and all sorts of things. Flag position.
Yeah, flag position, especially this one. As I've said, you actually can't see the bottom of the hole on this green. So the tee shot's uphill, and then your second shot is down to the pin, and it's tucked on the left, so it's hard to judge the distance to the flag.
5 bogeys in 7 holes for Cheyenne Woods. Struggling to keep it together. And at this rate, probably going to miss the cut. As she steps back to have a look at how her shot has fared, and she's left that short, and it's an awkward birdie putt. No, just not happening for Cheyenne Woods. Now Scarpnord. Ball above her feet. You can see the flag just behind her in the distance.
She's actually stepping away, and the wind's actually getting a little bit stronger as she gets over the ball. Just needs to concentrate nicely and just make sure she puts a good strike on the ball.
Does she like it? Oh, she will do when she gets there.
That's a great shot.
Putter under the arm. And a stroll towards the green. Anything but a stroll so far, though, for Marianne Scarpnord. In defence of her title. Leanne Taste slightly off-piste, but...
Yeah, it's just lying a little bit in the right-hand side of the rough there. But that actually should help the ball run on a little bit as it hits the green.
Yeah.
She too will be satisfied with that result. So all 3 of them are on the green and putting for birdie. Scarpnord leads the way. It is windy.
It is quite windy. Played about 6-7 weeks ago. I played here. The wind was blowing at 50 kilometers an hour. It was.
How did you get on?
It was a challenge.
Charlie Hull from the fairway on the 13th. She's just laid up there.
Yeah, it's very tough to go for the green in 2 on that par 5 as the green is quite narrow. So it's a narrow entry to the green, so it's best to lay up and then just have a pitching wedge or sandwich up into the green then from there.
Very tough hole, playing into the wind. And a couple of days ago, watched a couple of the girls drive off there, and the drives almost went backwards.
I think that's what happened to me about 6 or 7 weeks ago.
The course was in good condition then, was it?
It was. The greens hadn't been rolled out yet and cut. They've redone the greens at Sanlamia actually from a couple of years ago, so the greens are fairly new. But this week I had a look at them. They seem to be running very nicely. Just a little bit slow today.
Well, they stood up to the weather very well, it has to be said. Cheyenne Woods with this long birdie putt. And over the slope. It's coming down. It quickened up.
As we've commented, it's very slow at the moment, so you really need to make sure that you try and get the ball past the hole at the very least.
Almost in line with Mariana Scarpnord's ball, but it will be Leanne Pace next to go. Charlie Hull on 13. Runner pars after that double bogey on 4 for the Englishwoman. She's level with the pin, just off the green.
It's not a bad place to be there. At least she's over that second slope.
Pace on 12. Ashley Simon, down she says.
That pin placement is also quite tricky. It's very near the edge, the back of the green. So if you overhit it a little bit, it's in those bunkers, and then you're facing a shot into the, looking at the hazard from the bunkers.
Titleist 2 belongs to Marianne Scarpnord.
Do you use a line on your ball, Nigel?
No, just use the, no, you have a little manufacturer's line, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Just have a red dot so I can find it in the rough. Oh. When it's not your day.
Doesn't rain, it pours.
Yeah. Scarpnord for par. She's managed to stop the rot. So that run of 3 consecutive bogeys. Chen on 13. Laid up with her second shot and from the middle of the fairway. She's made it over the creek. Well done, Cheyenne My words.
That's a good 2-putt. I think she would have been quite annoyed with herself if she 3-putted that green again.
Walks away with a par. No, Charlie Hull. What's she looking at there? Just waiting for Connie Chen, who will be first to putt. Then it'll be Ashley Simon. Which way is this going to move, Morgana?
I'd say it moves a little from her left to right putt. A little bit of uphill, so she'll have to give it a good stroke.
She has given it a stroke.
Fantastic
Very good
putt.
putt. Four. Well, actually, it's a 5, isn't it? On the 13th.
Par
She held
5,
up,
yeah.
yeah, she held up 4 fingers, but I think it's actually 5. But she was holding the ball, so she couldn't
Yeah.
get her thumb out. Back to 13. This is Ashley Simon with the matching sunglasses.
This is a little down the slope, should be coming from the right a little bit back to the hole.
Well, she's got one coming back.
She's got some work left on that one.
So Hull will now have her turn. Putting from the fringe. Downhill. She too will have to settle for par.
It's always hard to see how the ball's going to react out of that short second cut, so when you don't have a clear, smooth surface to putt from, it usually bounces a little bit as you hit it.
Chen and Hull have par on 13. Ashley Simon with this to join them. And she won it as a 14-year-old in 2004, and then won it again 3 years later. And it wasn't an official LET event then, but must be tremendous to win your home title and to do it twice. Yes, from Ashley Simon.
Good putt. And I actually think she won it both times as an amateur. So she would dearly love to win it as a professional, I would imagine.
Well, it would certainly help the earnings, wouldn't it?
It would.
It's an expensive business playing professional golf around the world, as a lot of these girls do. There's the 14th, the par 4, par 3, 14th, excuse me. And that's playing tough as well today.
The pin is located in the front of the green, so anything short kind of runs back down to the bottom.
137 yards today. A little bit of traffic behind the tee box.
Well, have you managed to take your selfie with the Nissan car today?
Did I manage to, sorry,
Take a selfie, you know,
a picture of myself?
exactly, with the car.
With the car? No, I will do though.
Yeah.
I'll pop out to 14 at a later date. What car is it anyway?
It's a Nissan Juke.
Oh,
Yes.
I've got a Nissan Qashqai, which I think is it the one above, or?
I think it's the one above, yeah.
They are extremely reliable cars.
They are.
It's a lovely view. And it's a different place with the sun out. And it's a different golf course with the sun out. Swishing the putter is Beth Allen. She's close to the projected cut mark. Could do with this going in. Come on.
Good putt. I actually think that cut line might go out a little bit. I think the conditions will be a little bit tougher this afternoon.
Par for Beth Allen. Stays at 6 over. That's the tee on 14 with the Nissan Juke in the background. Hull, Chen and Simon in this 3-ball. Par 3 downhill. Pin in the middle. Near the front. Well, front right, I suppose, isn't it, really?
Yes. And that's the one that she's left a little short on the left. That'll be a tough one to get up and down from there.
It really will. Again, awkward in the wind. Ashley Simon next to go. What will she try and do here?
I would say that she would try and play it a little bit up the right. That slope actually feeds back to the hole. If she can get the ball on that line, that'll be fantastic. It'll come back to the hole.
It looks like the ball is heading that way. It's exactly what she's done. It's a very good shot.
It's a very good shot, yeah.
Yes, anywhere on the green is good. You can see Connie Chen's ball in the Valley of Sin.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Charlie Hull, no messing about.
She does play
She says
quite
sit
quickly.
down. She does, yes. Sit down, I think she said. And the ball does what it's told. And that's an excellent tee shot from Charlie Hull. She set up a birdie opportunity there. She's been marooned on 2 under for some time.
Time for a birdie.
She thinks the same.
She probably thinks it's time for a birdie on every hole.
That's how she plays, though.
Yeah.
Well, the players will stroll down the cart path towards the 14th green, and Connie Chen and her caddy have to stray from the cart path to go and find their ball. Charlie Hull, 1 shot behind the leaders, Rebecca Hudson and Steffi Kershmire. Hull with a birdie opportunity coming up on hole 14. The only other player out on the course on that table is Lee Ann Pace. Level par through 12 holes. Plenty of players on 2 under. Fabian Minalban, one of those. 5 on level par. 6 including Leanne Pace. Lucy Andre of France, Nina Hollader of Germany. Among those, Céline Urbain, another French lady, 1 over. Gladys Nocera, can never count her out. She had her trials and tribulations on the first day, but kept battling away right to the end. So too Georgina Simpson. Now, back to 14. And Connie Chen with another awkward chip. And she hasn't quite got this one right.
It's quite unpredictable coming out of the rough from there. You can't really be sure how it's lying and how it'll come out, so it's hard to judge the distance, the strike. So she's really made the mistake off the tee box.
Now, who's first to go here? It will be Ashley, I think, is the first. She's the furthest away. Does this move from her left to right?
I would say so, yes.
It does look that way, but it can be very deceptive. Now, how has Ashley Simon read it? This to take her back to 5 over. She's right on the projected cut line. Come on, move, move. Oh.
Also a fantastic putt again.
Lovely weight, wasn't it? She gave it every opportunity. She'll pop that one in for par to let Charlie Hull have a clean line. It will be Connie Chen, I think, to go next. This is for par after falling short with her tee shot. Chen to stay at 2 over par. Just eases it down the hill. And it rolls on by. So a drop shot for Connie Chen, paying the penalty for an errant tee shot. So she'll mark that and stand and watch Charlie Hull, who has a birdie putt. Now this is for a share of the lead. Before we see Hull, it's back to Skarpnord. On the par 5 13th. Very good.
That's a good shot.
Hull on 14 for birdie. She does have a share of the lead.
Well done. I think she was quite focused on getting that in the hole. She could see from a tee shot that she's quite determined to get there, get to the putt and putt it in.
She says that it is from that distance that the left-hand low really gives her confidence. And those 15, 20 footers, she's been popping them in, and her putting stats have looked really good of late. And there's a famous picture of at the British Open when Mo Martin received the trophy.
Yes.
And in the background there's Charlie Hull putting.
There we go. That should tell you a lot. What did I say? Pictures paint 1,000 words.
Yeah. Practicing her putting. Cheyenne Woods. Oh. That's
Completely planned.
Go on. Oh. That might have been the stroke of luck she deserved.
If that went in, she would have so taken it as well.
Her smile has been a long time coming, but she enjoyed that one. Now Leanne Pace. There's a creek to go over in front of the green. Bunkers at the back. Takes a divot, deep divot, and stops it dead.
Good shot.
Hull on 15. Picks the tee up and walks away. Finds the middle of the fairway. I walked this part of the course this morning, and the light, and it's absolutely beautiful. Very quiet, nobody around.
It really is a beautiful part of the country, the south coast.
You also, when walking the course, realise quite how tight it is. I did play 9 holes here last year, and I don't want to tell you how many balls I went through.
You have to be precise with the tee box here. It's the golf course demands it. If in any way you hit a little bit off target, you're in trouble for your second shot.
Ashley Simon close to the bunker. She went with driver. Just off the fairway. Oh yes, from Cheyenne Woods.
That's how short you want the birdie putts to be.
Ah, you take them any way you can get them. Fairway metal for Connie Chen. Very good. Morgana is nodding her head. Finds the middle of the fairway.
Lovely shot. I was quite surprised that Ashley actually went with a driver off that tee box.
It's a little bit risky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this is to get into red numbers for Leanne Pace.
Leanne's very good from this distance. She should make this one.
The commentator's curse.
There we go. I'm learning.
She'll have that for par. And again, you can't really tell with Leanne whether she's sunk a long one or missed a short one. She's very level.
Yeah, I'm very even-tempered. I think that's part of her strength as a player. She doesn't get too emotional about the game. You know, whether she's playing great golf or whether she's struggling a little bit, you can't really tell.
We have been able to tell with Marianne Scartlord. We've seen the odd flash of frustration from her when things haven't quite gone her way. Birdie on 10. Bogey on 11. Can she birdie 13? Oh, she can.
Very nice.
Back to 6 over. So battling to make the cut. Topsy-turvy card.
3, 4, 4, 5.
Players giving their scores to the scorer. I said good morning to him this morning at whenever it was, 6:30.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Now Charlie Hull on 15. There's par 4. The pin is on the bottom tier. today.
The wind is a little bit across them at the moment.
There's bunkers on the left, water to the right of the two-tiered green. Having a discussion with Dave, her caddy.
Left and down.
She played absolutely brilliantly yesterday before the round was called off, had a birdie on the first and then consecutive pars in atrocious conditions. It really was a terrific display of golf. She's left that one short.
It's coming up a bit short there. I noticed that she was actually gripping her club a little bit shorter there. The last few shots I've actually noticed that people usually grip their clubs a little bit shorter when they want more control on the ball.
She does have a full range of shots, and she's learning all the time.
Been very impressed by Charlie Owl. She's really a good grinder. She's really up for anything.
Well, it's going to help her in the future, having as many shots in her armoury as possible. Now, Connie Chen. Oh, and just a little bit unfortunate that that released and didn't hold and come back.
Just bounced a little bit higher there and actually over the slope.
Ah, now Ashley Simon did find the bunker. I thought she'd managed to escape it. You questioned her decision to go with driver, and it looks like it may have cost her, but the ball is sitting up. Can she pick it clean? She needs to do something in these last few holes just to make sure that she plays tomorrow. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was a solid strike out of the sand.
Pretty good. But no control, and it runs through onto the fringe at the back. But she will be putting for birdie. As is Trish Johnson on 16. Scarpnord on 14. It's just gone through the back as well.
Yeah, that just seemed to fly through the air a little bit further than the group before.
Just wonder if it's warmed up a little bit. A little bit of blue sky.
Seems like it.
Wind may have dropped a touch. Here's Woods. She too needs to do something in these last few holes. And oh, stop. Oh, it did.
It did too.
That'll still be awkward, but at least it avoided that steep drop off at the front of the green.
You know, she'll still be able to have a good chip at the hole to give her a chance to save her par there. This is the kind of yardage Leanne is really good at, so I would imagine this to be one of her bread and butter shots.
What would she be taking from 137 yards?
I'd say an 8 on.
Just hold.
I'll
Well,
have to have a talk with Leanne after this round. Keep
yeah, she's
boosting her and she keeps letting me down.
Well, none of them have really covered themselves in glory. Here's our joint leader, or one of our joint leaders, Charlie Hull. Nicely done.
Very tidy.
She'll have that for par and to stay 3 under.
Down the slope a little bit. I would imagine it would come from a right. Good pace.
Should be straightforward for par for Connie Chen. She's not a girl who relies on power and strength, is she? It's all about technique for Connie Chen.
I would say that she's very strong technically, and her accuracy and her short iron play and putting and chipping is what gives her the advantage over some of her competitors.
As well as winning the Spanish Open, she had a top 10 finish in the Czech Republic.
Actually just electing to actually putt from the fringe here.
This is for birdie.
Yeah, and I just thought that maybe she should have opted to chip there instead of putting. There was quite a lot of fringe to go over, and unfortunately the grass kind of stops the ball from rolling nicely onto the green.
Grabbed it, didn't it?
Yeah. So it might have been a better option to chip there.
And the first round, 79 did Ashley Simon, which probably scuppered her chances of making an impression on the tournament, but battling away, trying to make the cut. This is for par.
Well done, you can see she was quite happy about that one. She knew she made a bit of an error on the first shot.
Rescues a par, does Ashley Simon? I think she's smiling. Scarp Nord. Long birdie putt on 14, and
It's not a bad putt from long range. Gives her a chance for par, and it's at least an uphill putt, so
a little
that'll
bit
help.
to do.
Yep.
Even though there is some blue sky, there's still plenty of wind, as you can see and hear. The tropical climate of the Hibiscus coast. South of Durban. About a 2-hour drive south of Durban. And plenty of golf courses in this area. Is it known as a real golfing mecca?
I wouldn't say that. I think there is quite a few golf courses that are of a good quality, but it's more tourist area in terms of mountain biking, hiking, swimming, obviously. Shark cage diving, hopefully Monday.
That's the voice of Morgana Roberta, who is going shark diving on Monday. Now, this is Cheyenne Woods. She came up a little bit short with her tee shot. And an aggressive chip. But it works out for her. Scott Nord next to go. This is for par, having gone through the back of the green and had a long downhill putt.
She should just be firm and straight with this one. I don't think she should look for too much. It's an uphill putt. The greens don't have much grain in them at the moment. Just straightforward, uphill, firm.
Nicely done. It was firm too, wasn't it?
That's the way I like to putt. So
yeah, you like to hit the back of the cup, do you?
yeah, I like to see the ball hit the back of the cup and just nice and firm on the uphill ones.
There's so many different ways, isn't there, of putting, and players just change them all the time. We talked about Charlie Hull going left-hand low and how it's really working out for her, and I think she's always been one that's followed Ian Poulter's advice, which was to, you know, ram it in the hole, you know, get it in there. Now, this is Woods for par. We went round the houses, but in for par.
And they say a good all-round putt in South Africa.
Yeah, yes, very good phrase. What's the other one? We say wiped its feet.
Nicely done there.
Par for pace 2. So they all escape with pars. We're closing in on Charlie Hull on the par 3 16th. Playing 133 yards today. Pin is front left. Had the line right.
Yeah, a little bit long. It'll be won't be a quick putt down the hill, but it's a decent distance. Par 3s are actually playing much harder on the golf course. There's also another one playing a little bit of downhill. Probably the wind a little bit into their faces. And also you can see from that green, you can't be short on this hole either.
No.
So
No.
Charlie did the right thing by maybe just
Yeah.
taking that half a club extra.
Yeah.
Make sure.
One last look at the hole. Oh no, another one for add another one for Ashley Simon. Now she really is ready. It's a very deliberate routine. Oh, right at the pin. That 2 rolls on by. She would have liked the look of that, wouldn't she, from where she was?
Yeah. And you can see that first bounce is actually quite a big one, and it just kind of motors on from there. It doesn't really stop.
Now I wonder what Connie Chen has learnt from her 2 playing partners. The miss is long. Oh,
Fantastic.
superb from Connie Chen. And I wonder if there was an advantage going third there.
It seemed like she actually lofted a little bit higher into the air as well. So I think she really was conscious that it does take a big first bounce, and she made sure that she hit the shot high enough.
Spring in the step of Connie Chen. She runs down towards the 16th. Here is the leaderboard. It's a three-way tie at the top, but Charlie Hull is the only one out on the course at 3 under par. Rebecca Hudson and Steffi Kershmire teeing off later on today. A reminder that you are watching play from Saturday morning, the second round here at the San Lemire Country Club. And it's a packed leaderboard, plenty on par. And among those hovering on 1 over, Lamini, Aubin, Williams, Gladys Nacera and Lee Whitaker of Germany. They are all chasing the leaders, who are 3 under par. None of them out on the golf course as yet. Chloe Lurkow, the rookie, 2 over through 17 holes. All these players, you would have thought, Morgana, well inside the projected cut.
I'd say
At 3
they're well inside,
over.
yes. A couple of the South Africans still have to start. Kim Williams, Stacey Lee Bregman. Looking forward to see what they're doing for the afternoon.
Monique Schmidt.
She actually plays on the Asian tour a little bit.
She had a good Sunshine Tour, didn't she? Won a couple of tournaments.
She did. She had a great start at the beginning of the year on the local tour.
Finished second in the order of merit to Leanne Pace. Martins for birdie on 17. So no birdie for Martins. She has to settle for par. I think that was Norwegian for old blast.
She actually.
Charlie Hull on 16 for birdie. This would give her the outright lead. Not to be.
Quite a severe slope coming back on from the back of the green there.
I don't think Leanne Pace likes that.
Ooh.
It's not too bad, but she has missed the green.
Yeah.
Not quite up to her usual high standards. Back to 16, Ashley Simon. Oh, and that too swung away. It's done exactly the same thing.
It did, and she had a look at Charlie's putt as well, so unusual that you didn't take it even further left there.
Well, they've both made errors. Very difficult putts. So Simon practices her putt. And lining it up is Charlie Hull. And this for par. And to stay 3 under. Ah,
I didn't expect her to miss that one.
Oh. Oh, now did the ball move there? She had addressed it. She's asked Connie Chen, and I think Connie Chen was behind her and didn't have a clear line. Now she's asking Ashley Simon.
If she has moved the ball there, it's a penalty, so I guess they'll have a look at that afterwards.
Oh, that could be costly for Charlie Hull. We'll have to see how that develops. Name that bird.
It's a nice bird.
Oh dear. Cheyenne Woods from the bunker on 15. She's left that short, so paying the penalty for an errant tee shot. Back to 16 and Connie Chen. Don't touch the ball. It's for birdie. Oh.
That's too bad, huh? From a great tee shot.
It was, wasn't it? It's terrific. So, par for Chen. It was a bogey for Charlie Hull, but it might be worse. Ashley Simon. For par. She needs this.
She does. She's right on the cut line at the moment, so she needs to be precise with this one. Oh, well done.
Stays at 6 over. 2 to play for this group, and repercussions perhaps for Charlie Hull. The hole back is Cheyenne Woods. This is her third after she was short with her approach, and her chip too is a little bit short.
Yeah, she elected to play the chip and run there. Just didn't give it enough.
3 average shots from Cheyenne Woods, and she needs a good putt to make par. This is pace for birdie. Well, she's electing to putt from the fringe. We saw how it slowed the ball of Ashley Simon. Oh, Leanne gave it enough.
She had a little bit of less semi-rough or the second cut to get through, so putting there wasn't such a bad option.
7th in the 2014 Order of Merit. Leanne Pace, a title she took last year with 3 victories.
She's been playing America quite a bit this year.
She has. This is her 10th tournament on the LET, so a lot of the ladies who do go to America like to come back as often as they can. They like to support the LET. Driver work that time for Ashley Simon. Now Cheyenne Woods, she too needs this. She's just outside of the projected cut. Ah, well done.
Very well done.
She stays at 7 over. 3 to play.
You can see this tee is a little bit elevated, kind of hit down into the fairway on this par 5.
508 yards today. The 17th. Very accurate from Connie Chen. Now I wonder how that's going to play on the mind of Charlie Hull, that little incident on 16 where she addressed the ball with her putter and it definitely seemed to move.
It'll be interesting to see how she copes mentally with, you know, maybe moving the ball. It might be on her mind.
Well, she just walks up to the ball and knocks it down the middle of the fairway. But mental strength is one of her strengths. I mean, she's got such a good all-round game, and I was told last year that she'd be a future world #1, and I don't see anything to change that opinion at all. I think she's very, very strong, learning all the time, very determined, very focused. Travels with her father Dave, who, you know, gets it exactly right.
Yeah, she's got a great support system, which is fantastic. You know, I mean, that always helps. And she's just been left to kind of be herself and learn by herself and do things by herself, which is fantastic.
Still only 18 years old. Won in Morocco earlier in the season. A superb performance in the Solheim Cup last
That was
year.
exciting.
Oh, she played out of her skin.
Yeah.
I think Paula Creamer in the singles was shocked. But, you know, the Solheim Cup, like the Ryder Cup, the Europeans get together, and it doesn't matter whether it's male or female, the same camaraderie. And Charlie Hull set to be a part of the Solheim Cup team for many years to come. And in that way as well, she's the heir to Laura Davis, who's been a stalwart for Europe for so many years. Martin's on 18, has flown the green.
I see the green is, well, the hole is just a little bit further back in the green today than it was on the first day.
Christine Wolf of Austria, she's had some form recently. Been playing some really nice golf. .133 yards. On the 16. Woods does need a birdie, or preferably two. Oh, and she's set up an opportunity there. That is a wonderful tee shot from Cheyenne Woods, and the ball gets closer and closer and closer. She's giving herself a real chance there.
She needs a couple of birdies coming in to make sure that she's going to make the cut today. Come on, Leanne, give us a good shot, Jim. Please brag a little bit.
You can't cheer for your mate.
Of course I can.
Of course you can. Level par through 15 for Leanne Pace.
I think that just hung on the edge there.
You just see a bit of white. Still going to be very awkward for Leanne Pace.
It's not going to be a nice stance, standing and chipping from that angle.
Slight misjudgment. Capellier of France, the teenage amateur who's made an impact in a few tournaments that she's played on the LET. She's going to be a player of the future. Nicely done to 18. She has the Junior Solheim Cup in her sights, a possible place on the team in Saint-Leon-Roth next year in Germany. Both the Junior Solheim Cup and the Solheim Cup taking place at the same time on the same course. There's two courses, St. Leon and Roth.
Okay.
It's a really good idea.
That is a nice idea.
Beth Allen on 15. Oh no, stop. Oh dear.
That's running over the bridge too.
Oh. Oh no. It didn't go in, I don't think.
I don't think so. I think it just stopped. I don't know where she's going to drop though.
Oh, that's rotten for Beth Allen, who now has to wander off in search of it. I suppose the bonus is it didn't end up in the drink. No, a little bit further, I'm afraid, Beth.
Yeah. Rules official.
Yes, I think so. Can I drop it near the green?
Play it as it lies.
I think she knows where it is. Oh dear. Now Leanne Pace. It only just stayed up for Leanne Pace, and here's the chip. Oh! Well, it could have so easily have gone in, couldn't it?
Yep. Could have.
Instead, it ricochets off the flag. And she's got an awkward par putt as Leanne Pace, so not enjoying the best of luck. Back to Beth Allen's problems on 15.
They just have to find a place to drop it. I would imagine it would be a free drop. They just have to determine from where.
It's a full conference. Oh, this is Scott Nord. She's struggled with the greens today, hasn't she? She's left them short, pushed them past.
She has. She hasn't quite found the pace of the greens today.
It seems she's slightly out of kilter and slightly out of whack, and just takes a bit of practice and a little bit more confidence. It'll come. And as we mentioned, Woods needs a birdie here.
This one will come from the left a little bit.
No.
I think she had the line there, just not enough pace.
Stays at 7 over. Projected cut at 6 over. 2 to play for Cheyenne Woods. The par 5 17th and the par 4 18th.
No, I'm
87. Okay.
'87.
Would imagine that would probably be a 3/4 sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Great shot.
Spot on with the yardage and the stroke. Good teamwork.
Yeah, Dave and Nash have been together for quite a while.
Team
In the
side.
bag. Yeah. Works very well.
Now pace for par.
So just not enough pace, hey?
Yeah. Bogey for Leanne Pace. She goes to 1 over. Sun is out once more. Similar distance, isn't it, for Connie Chen? Perhaps just a touch shorter.
Chen, she's pretty accurate with these shots as well as Ashley Salmon.
She too has got distance spot on.
Not bad.
No, I think you've got to play that a little bit low, yeah?
Scarp Nord. This needs to drop.
Just seemed that she pulled it a little bit there on that stroke.
She'll go to 7 over. Charlie Hull. Oh,
Nice shot.
well, whatever happened on 16 and whatever will happen in the rules room, if you like, she's managed to put that to one side and she set up a birdie opportunity on 17. Capellier, the French amateur, for birdie on 18. It's a good putt.
I haven't seen much of her.
She's going to be a player. I mean, she is already, you know, playing on tour, but
Yes.
I think she's going to go to school in America, and that will sharpen up her game. Martin's on 18. This is for birdie. It's well executed.
That's a good chip. Nice uphill putt to come back.
Back to 17. Everybody with birdie putts. They have the hole surrounded. It looks like it's Chen to go first.
It also looks like it's on a bit of a slope as it gets halfway to the hole. We'll probably run on a little bit.
A little bit left to right.
It seems like it.
Chen for birdie. That was never going to be short.
No, she actually put a good stroke to that. It just kind of took off a little bit halfway to the hole. Come on, Caroline, just knock it in.
Martin's after that chip from the bank at the back of the green on 18. Oh, it means a lot to her. She stays at 4 over. 2 shots inside the projected cut line.
Caroline actually used to practice in Georgia a little bit. Stayed there for a little while.
Hole for birdie. Oh yes.
Great putt.
Well, she birdied 17 and 18 in the first round. She's birdied 17 in this second round. After that bogey on 16, it could get worse for her on 16 after appearing to touch the ball. But what a comeback from Charlie Hull. Just shows the mental strength of the 18-year-old. Capellier for par. She too looks like she'll be playing on Sunday. A 16-year-old. Ashley.
That was a bit unusual. She doesn't often miss those. Maybe just a bit of lack of concentration there.
One that got away. Just see in the background Charlie Hull talking to the tournament director Michael Wood.
I see that. I'm quite concerned that maybe she'd moved the ball when she got over the putt on that last one.
Well, she definitely stepped away from it, didn't she, and asked her playing partners whether they saw it move, and It's a game where you call penalties on yourself, and that appears to be what Charlie Hull has done. Connie Chen stays 3 over par and heads to the 18th. A three-way tie at the top. Charlie Hull, Rebecca Hudson of England and Steffi Kershmire of Germany. Remains to be seen whether Charlie Hull stays on 3 under after an incident on the 16th green. You're watching action from the morning of the second round at the Celsea South African Women's Open. Kershmire, Derry and Lindner yet to go out. Derry and Lindner within a shot of the leaders. Fabienne in Albon. Out on the course, 1 under through 2 holes. Same for Patricia Sanz-Barrio. A rookie, Sophia Popov of Germany, 1 under. Holly Clyburn 2, yet to start her second round. Nina Hollander of Germany on level par, so too Florentina Parker. She has a German connection. Sophie Jaquel-Bettin of France also on par. All 3 of those players yet to go out. Leanne Pace, 1 over through 16. Trish Johnson, the veteran Englishwoman. This is her second shot to the 18th. Go on.
Great shot.
Very consistent, Trish Johnson, and as you said, very good to watch.
Yeah, one of my favourite players to watch.
Beth Allen found the bridge and the ball rolled away off the back of the green.
And this must have been a trip to here then.
No, I think this is for a 7. Oh, that's for a 6. Oh, it'll be a 7 for Beth Allen. It's a card wrecker for the American. That's terrible, rotten luck. 7 with a thumbs up.
I don't know about a thumbs up for that one.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's awful.
Bolden on 18, the leading rookie this year. She's played some fabulous golf. Just like that. Lovely shot from Amy Bolden on 18.
This is the tee shot today from 18. It's actually quite challenging with it being a bit blustery and windy.
It's a very narrow fairway.
It is very narrow. Need to be precise with this tee shot today.
Out of bounds down the left, water down the right. Actually, Simon is going with the driver again. Whoa! Oh, bullseye.
Oh, nothing like using the cart to get back on the fairway.
We've seen a couple of members' bounces today. I think Beth Allen could have done one. Done with one just a couple of moments ago. Stroke of luck there for Ashley Simon.
She needs that one to get back to +6 and to get within the cut line.
She's battling away, is Scott Nord. Chen 2 with driver on 18. I'll give you £1 if she bounces this one off the cart.
Deal.
Oh,
That also doesn't look very good.
dear Connie.
What did you say? Commentator's curse.
Yes, I think that's out of bounds. Might be a reload.
I must say, looking at that hole, I don't think I would use driver off that
Well,
tee.
I think that's what we were trying to say. Out of bounds left and water right and very narrow and windy, and both Ashley Simon and Connie Chen have gone with driver, and Ashley Simon got away with it, and it looks like Connie Chen hasn't.
Yep.
That remains to be seen. The approach shot of Leanne Pace to the 17th.
Great shot. That's more like it.
It is. Now Bolden after that wonderful approach to 18. She needs this. Come on, Amy. Yes. Well, the projected cut is at 6 over, and that's where Amy Bolden is. She faces an anxious wait.
Yeah, it'll be a long wait to find out what the cut line is at the end of the day.
I didn't see it on pitching.
Woods on 17. Oh,
That's going to be a tough trip. Downhill, but slopey.
she's another one who needs a birdie. Chris Johnson for birdie on 18.
Nice birdie there on 18.
3 over for Tris Johnson.
Shan probably just has to get this just onto the green, get it running as soon as possible. Try have this a little bit back in her stance.
Can I get another club?
It's just a bit of a big backswing for that small chip.
It looked like she decelerated on the way through, and she calls for another club from her friend Alexia, who's on the bag for her this week. Has made the trip down to South Africa. It's going to be touch and go for Cheyenne Woods to make the cut.
What do they say? Always hit
Very
your
good chip.
second shot first.
Yeah, yeah. So Connie Chen hasn't needed to take a provisional. The ball is still alive if it's in a little bit of an awkward position as Woods makes bogey on 17. She goes to 8 over. Needs some magic on 18. Inside right, I think Brian said.
Is that what you heard?
I think that's what I heard.
See, that line is very important, especially if you're going to aim inside right now.
Scott Nord needs this.
That actually just turned away a little bit at the hole.
Another opportunity passes her by. Here's the reaction. It has been one of those days.
Just hasn't seemed to work for her today.
Just a touch off. Now Simon, after that lucky bounce off the cart, is in the middle of the fairway and in position A.
Let's see if she can take advantage of that lucky break.
Pin is at the back of this 18th green. Released when she was hoping for it to check.
It was a bit unusual. She was in the fairway. You would think that it would check up a little bit from there.
To get back to level par. She does it.
Well done. She'll have some local support here this weekend.
Now Hull had a birdie on 17. Oh,
Great shot.
that sets up another opportunity for Charlie Hull. What a comeback after what happened to her on 16 when it appeared she touched the ball. She's put it to the back of her mind. She's got another birdie opportunity on 18. Now Connie Chen is moving everything around. Michael Wood, the tournament director, is happy with the situation.
Basically, she just had to mark the ball, take away the cables, and then obviously if the ball moved, she'd have to replace it. But it doesn't seem like it moved, so
she's okay to go ahead and take her second shot on the 18th. It's going to be a little bit awkward though. Here's how it stands. A three-way tie at the top. Charlie Hull, Rebecca Hudson and Steffi Kershmire on 3 under par. Kershmire yet to start her second round. Fabienne Inalbon and Valentine Derry, as well as Anne-Catherine Linder, giving chase. Sophia Popov of Germany and Holly Clyburn lurking on 1 under. Leanne Pace, level par through 17 holes. And Connie Chen assessing the options for her second shot on 18. Opting to go with driver off the tee.
this is a tough shot. Her feet are above the ball. So the ball tends to come out a little bit right, and obviously as you can see there's water on the right from this angle, so she'll have to make sure that she gets a good strike on it to make it all the way to the hole.
Her yardage chart is a bit battered, isn't it? It's seen some action.
You
It
can
got
see
wet,
from
didn't it?
you can see from there that it rained quite a bit yesterday.
The next group are on the tee behind them, but they're having to wait after the ruling sought by Chen to remove the TV cables.
From this angle you can actually see what a tough shot
It
she
really
does
is,
have.
isn't it? What does she do here? Does she go for the heart of the green, or?
Yes, I would say that you'd have to go for the middle of the green here. Don't look to be very fancy. Just get it up there to 20-25 foot if you can, and that'll be a great shot from there.
She's changed her mind for a second time. So Chen at last ready to go.
Okay, she's just laying up.
Very sensible.
Yeah.
Very sensible. Up and down for par.
Yeah, it gives a reasonable chance. She's fairly accurate from that yardage, so better to do that. As I've said, the ball was below her feet, and it would have been a very tough shot to just even make the green.
She's played it very sensibly indeed. So Chen with her third on 18. Is that sand wedge she picked out?
Should be.
She's allowed to pick and place. And she'll have 2 divots to repair. Plenty of noise behind her from the road. She shuts it out. Plays a very good shot.
It was a great chance to make a par there.
So the other 2 players, Ashley Simon and Charlie Hull in that group, have had to be very patient. Christine Wolfe stays at 6 over. She's yet another player who's in and around that cut mark. So those kind of par putts are very important. She's been enjoying life in recent weeks, as Christine Wolfe. Chen trots towards the green, aware that she has been holding up her playing partners. So a very good approach shot from Charlie Hull. A little bit unlucky from Ashley Simon, who went through the back. Brock Larsen of Denmark on 16, using the slope brilliantly. Very good.
That worked for her. Ashley electing to putt again from the second cut of rough here.
A little bit awkward on the backswing. We saw one of her attempts from a similar distance get caught in the fringe, and she's knocked this one out, and it's got good pace. Got a very good pace. It's a very good putt.
Much better, yeah.
Par for Simon. Pretty good round of golf in the conditions. 1 under 71, 6 over par.
I think that's one of the better scores out today.
She's done well. Hasn't all been plain sailing for Ashley Simon. She did get an enormous slice of luck on with her tee shot on 18.
Well, I always say for the amount of time you get unlucky, you should
Yes,
get just as lucky.
Do you think it evens itself out?
I do think it does.
Mm.
Other golfers would disagree with me, though.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Chen for par after laying up. Is to stay 3 over.
Oh. That would have been such a nice par.
It would have been, but it's going to be a bogey for Connie Chen. Round of 75, 4 over par. And the last to go in this group will be Charlie Hull. Bogeyed 16 with a possible penalty to come. Birdie on 17. And now a birdie opportunity on 18. This would take her to 4 under par. It would give her the outright lead, at least temporarily. Nothing has been confirmed as Hull does make birdie.
Fantastic.
And does go to 4 under. It's a terrific comeback from the problems on 16.
Boy, is she impressive.
It's a terrific round. Level par. 4 under. And Charlie Hull is our outright leader on 4 under par. But I fear there may be some problems ahead for Charlie Hull. We'll have to see how that develops. But at the moment, she leads. Well, here is the up-to-date leaderboard. Steffi Kershmire leads at 4 under, but there, Charlie Hull 2 under. So confirmation that touching the ball on the 16th green with her putter has cost her 2 strokes. And she's 2 off the lead as it stands. Holly Clyburn and Anne-Catherine Lindner on 3 under, just a stroke behind Steffi Kershmire. Fabienne in Alban also on 2 under, as is Lee Whitaker, a big German presence on that leaderboard. Well, we thought that Charlie Hull may have a price to pay for that incident on 16. It was a par putt. Here is the putt for par. She misses it.
If she does, and then it just almost seems like she rushes to the ball to put it in quickly, and then
this
I
is
think
for the bogey. Just puts the and there it moved.
Okay.
It certainly moved. She steps away. She turns to Ashley Simon. Turns to Connie Chen. I think Connie Chen had her view obscured.
She couldn't see. Connie couldn't see anything. Ashley might have seen something.
Discussing things with Ashley Simon. Well then, Charlie Hull.
She does ask if she should replace it there, I think I saw her say.
Well, she opted not to. If she had have done, she may well have got away with just a 1-stroke penalty. Let's bring you up to date with what's been happening this afternoon. And one of the stars has been Anke Lindner. This is her approach to the 3rd hole. And that would set up a birdie opportunity. Here it comes. Keep coming. Accurate from Lindner, and here's her putt. Moving away down the hill. An opportunity missed for Lindner. She puts out for par. On the very next hole. The par 3 fourth, playing 145 yards today. Very accurate, and sets up another birdie opportunity for Anke Lindner. She made it. And then on the 5th, par 4. And again, peppering the flag. So Anke Lindner, a winner on tour last year. On fire. This was her putt on the 5th. And in it goes. And Lindner moving up the leaderboard. 6. Another birdie for Linda. So 2 birdies in a row for Anke Lindner. But the 7th to come, that's the toughest hole on the course. An excellent first third from Anke Lindner. Now, Anke Lindner is on the 9th. This is her last hole. She's playing the course back to front.
The wind seems to have died down a little bit from a little bit earlier.
She's 3 under par, 1 off the lead. Oh, a troop of monkeys.
There we go. There's some wildlife for you.
Sophie Jaquel-Batin is also playing well. 1 under for the day. The veteran Frenchwoman. She's got to shut the monkeys out of her view line. Downhill to the 9th. And she's just made the green.
It's not a bad place to be there. A little bit short. Should be a little bit easier to judge now with the wind not blowing as much.
Well, it looked like she'd made the green.
Yeah, it does look like that from that
Yeah,
angle.
it does. And as you can tell, the wind has dropped slightly, so conditions a little bit easier in the afternoon. Just 3 birdies in this second round on the par 3 9th. This is South African amateur Magda Kruger.
Yeah. She also played quite nicely in the Sunshine Tour, Ladies Sunshine Tour earlier in the year.
Struggling though here, the San Lemire Country Club.
Seems to be a bit right off the tee
She's pushed
box.
that
Yep.
way right. Well, that might well be in the bunker from Kruger. It's all a good experience, isn't it?
As an amateur, that's all you want. You want as much experience as possible. So if you do decide to turn professional, that you can use all of that.
So here's Lindner. 1 under for the day, 3 under for the tournament. Birdies on the 2nd, 5th and 6th, but bogey on the 7th. No, I don't think she likes it either.
That also seems a bit right.
No. So we can only see 1 ball, and we know that one's short, and Anke Lindner doesn't know where it's gone either.
If it stayed on that slope, it's going to be a very tough chip.
No, I wonder if it's behind the sponsor boards. That's going to be a tough shot.
Yes, it will be.
So the monkeys make good their escape. One of the lads went into the shop yesterday and bought some chips and beer, and they the monkeys had his chips, and when he came out they were sitting there, they'd opened them and they were eating them.
They very opportunistic.
So here's another player who's been going well during this afternoon. That's Fabian Inalbon, who had a 70, 2 under par in the first round on Thursday. And the Swiss youngster, birdie putt on 16. Had to settle for par. Lee Whitaker That's in Alban. Her approach to 17. This is her birdie attempt. And she leaves it short. To settle for par on 17. Here she is on 18. And par 4. And she's pushed that through the back of the green, so work to do. Here's the chip. And it looks good. It looks very good. Superb from In Alban, and a round of 72. She finishes 2 under par. Worth a smile. Now somebody else going well, Lee Whitaker. Birdie putt on 15 for the German. She had a 73 on the opening day. That's a par. Birdie putt on 16. The par 3. And in it goes. So a 2 for Lee Whitaker. Birdie on 16. 17. This is her approach. The pin back right. And she'll have that for birdie. She made that. And then here she is on 18. Oh, playing with a lot of confidence. And that would set up another birdie opportunity for Lee Whitaker. And yet another German, Steffi Kershmire, 69 on the opening day. In a little bit of trouble off the tee, but recovering well. She's another one playing the course back to front. Par putt. No problem for Steffi Kershmire, who has had her injury problems. She looks to be back to full fitness. And Kershmire on the tee box on the 7th. This is the toughest hole on the course. Dogleg right, slightly downhill. You have to drive left. Vast expanse of water to go over. She is our joint leader at 4 under par.
Yeah.
She's okay. On the fairway.
That'll be a nice angle into that green from the right hand side of the fairway. This is the tough chip that we were talking about a little bit earlier. Seems to be lying okay.
Now this is Linda on the 9th. This is her final hole. That's okay. It was very awkward.
That's a very tough chip from that downhill lie. You almost get no check on the ball, and it's hard to get the club underneath the ball.
Lindner 3 under.
The same for Magda. That's almost even more awkward. Her backswing will be a bit prohibited as well.
What does she try and do? Do you try and land it on the green, or do you just let it roll down the hill?
I would say don't try and land it on the green, maybe just get it to about. Yeah,
she's got a putter.
Yeah, she's electing to putt that, which is a bit unusual. Seems to be lying okay. It's a bit strange that she's using the putter to...
Is it sitting up and that's why she's using the putter? She's
it seems like she's elected to do that, yeah. Only problem with that is there's so much grass before she gets to the green, and it might just get caught up in that. That's the only problem with that.
Yeah, how's this going to work out? It's going to work out okay.
Not too bad.
Some inventive play from Kruger. This is their last hole. Now, Jaquel Batin, who is 1 under for the day, having shot a level par 72 in the first round. She too has missed the green. She too is going with putter. And that really did slow up through the fringe.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line on when to putt and when to chip off these, you know, the second cut of the rough this week.
Georgina Simpson, third shot to 17. She's 1 under par. Well, up and down for par for Simpson.
She's actually got my caddy on the bag this week.
Ah. And you're not playing because you're injured, that's right, isn't it?
Yes.
Not because you didn't qualify.
No, that's not the case.
Now, Linda, this for par, and this to stay 3 under and within a shot of the lead. So she certainly would be a threat going into Sunday. She knows how to win.
I don't see much break on this putt. I think it's maybe slightly from her right.
Oh, she's got
Well,
it.
good, she didn't take my line. She took her line instead.
Very cool from Anke Lindner. And she's 3 under par. 1 under for the round, a 71. That's very acceptable, and she will fancy her chances going into Sunday.
That sets up nicely for tomorrow.
Now, Jaquel Batin. This to stay 1 under par. A birdie on the 8th. Oh, and she too has made it.
Nicely done there.
So, level par for the first day, 1 under for the second round. And she's 1 under for the tournament, 3 shots off the lead. This is Kershmire. The second shot to the 7th hole. What makes this hole so hard?
I think that, first of all, the length of it. You have to have a good drive, and then you have a very long iron in. And then you could see that the green's quite well protected there with bunkers. And anything short gets caught by those trees.
Oh, well, I think they can see it, but it's in the jungle.
Yeah, as you saw when before she hit it, you could actually see that the ball was below her feet.
And Catherine Lindner heading back to the scorer's hut just to check that everything's okay. She's 1 shot off the lead after a 1 under par 71. Georgina Simpson looking to get up and down here on the par 5 17th. Oh, she's given that the gun.
She wouldn't be happy with that. She's quite a good chipper and putter of the ball.
So here is how it stands as we come towards the end of the second round. Lee Whittaker and Steffi Kershmire of Germany lead the way on 4 under par. Holly Clyburn and Anne-Catherine Lindner, another German, on 3 under. Charlie Hull, 2 on the 16th green. Also on 2 under, Fabienne in Albon. Valentine Derry, a 73, 1 over par, but 1 under for the tournament. Gladys Nocera, 2 under par today. She's 1 under as well. Sophie Jaquel-Beton, her French compatriot, also 1 under. Georgina Simpson with 2 to play. Another on 1 under par. All will fancy their chances on Sunday. 2 on level par. Leanne Pace after a 73, 1 over, and Nina Hollader of Germany, level par 72 and level for the tournament. There is a big German presence at the top of the leaderboard of the Cell C South African Women's Open. Rebecca Hudson, 1 over, 76 today, after a great first round from the Englishwoman. Malena Jorgensen, 2 under par, 70 today. Julia Davidson of Sweden, also on 1 over. Trish Johnson, 1 over par, 73. 3. Mathilde Capellier of France, the teenage amateur, 4 over for the tournament. Sophie Walker of England, 2 under par. Round today, 5 over. And we think the projected cut is still around 6 over, so right on the cut line. Isabel Bueno, Melissa Eaton, Ashley Simon, Sophia Popov and Kelsey McDonald. Now, somewhere in there is Steffi Kershmire. This will be her 3rd shot. It has been the undoing of many. So far in this tournament. This is her 3rd shot. 4 under. She needs to get this right, otherwise it could be disastrous. Well, she's flown the green and found the rough, and she's got an awkward chip again.
She does.
So Kershmire, who is one of our joint leaders, has work to do. Georgina Simpson. Was going to putt for par. Kershmire is in trouble on this 7th hole.
It looks like she can't find it. I saw it a little bit more towards the right there.
Well, it didn't go very far, did it?
No. Not where you couldn't see it.
Well, he's unconcerned.
He's just happy it's not raining.
He's unconcerned.
Better watch your golf bag if it's got a banana in it.
Yeah, they'll find it, won't they? They will find it. Now, this is Georgina Simpson for par on 17. This to stay 1 under. 3 off the lead. Oh, she's got it.
Lovely.
The relief on the face of Georgina Simpson. Now, Kershmire has found her ball on the 7th. This is her 4th. She's one of our joint leaders.
She just disappears in that rough, as you can see. You
Yeah,
can't even see her
really
golf
sitting
shoes.
down.
So this is going to be a tough one as well.
Hold up, hold up. Well, oh, and it's rolled down away from the pin. That's a tough putt.
That is a tough putter.
Oh dear. So coming apart at the seams for Steffi Kershmire. I think it's still her shot, isn't it? Now this is Henny Zul on 18. This is her second shot. Fine approach from the young English woman. They're hungry. They're always hungry, actually, aren't they?
Yeah, do you know what those are called?
Ducks? Mallards?
A type of duck.
A type of duck?
No, I think it's called an Egyptian geese.
An Egyptian geese?
Yeah. I might be wrong, but I think that's it.
Very good knowledge. I'll be talking to you later if it's wrong.
You can correct me later.
Right, Kershmire. This is her 5th. And it's very awkward. She's got a slope to go up. She's, what, 30 foot plus from the pin.
Interesting to see that she uses the long putter.
Well, she'll have to change it in the next 18 months or so, won't she? So there's more than a few players who'll have to do that. For bogey. It's a very good putt. Oh. She still has work to do. That'll be for double bogey. Oh. And he's all for birdie.
It's always nice to end with a birdie.
Especially after the couple of rounds that, or at least the first round that Henny Zul endured. So she's got that for par. Now Jaquel Batin. Highlights of her round today. A par on the 4th, having just missed that birdie putt. Her approach on the 5th, par 4. And she sets up another birdie opportunity. Then to the 6th. As you can see, walking down the hill following her ball. She gets a slice of luck, but it's a very difficult putt. She bogeyed 6th. On to 7, where she made par. to Kershmire. This is for double bogey.
This is almost a must-make putt. It's very unfortunate. The 2 trips that she had was really not that easy and just made it much harder from there.
Well, it was the approach shot that did the damage. A little shake of the head. She just needs to put this one in. Get off the green. Start again. It's a triple bogey, I'm afraid, for Steffi Kershmire. Her share of the lead has disappeared. She drops back to 1 under. And Lee Whitaker has the lead by herself at 4 under par, 1 ahead of Holly Clyburn. Now Henny Zul for par on 18. In it goes. And a smile from Henny Zul. Tough first round for the young English lady. Now Georgina Simpson. Second shot of Georgina Simpson.
It's lying in the rough there a little bit, so it will bounce on a little bit as it hits the green.
Ball below her feet.
Looking anxiously.
Well, it bounced once, but it stays in the water. And I suppose that it may have been a similar situation to the one we saw with Connie Chen earlier on, and Connie Chen opted to lay up. She still made bogey though. Georgina Simpson, hands on hips. Lee Whitaker, our sole leader, 4 under par, 5 under today, a round of 67. That is a stonking round of golf from Lee Whitaker. Holly Clyburn giving chase, 3 under, 2 under for the day. And Catherine Lindner, also 3 under par. 2 out of the 3 at the top are Germans. 2 out of the 4 are English. Charlie Hull, 2 over for the day. She shot level par, but a 2-stroke penalty after touching the ball on the 16th green. She was 4 under, but she's back to 2 under. The same as Fabienne in Albon, who is also 2 under par. Valentine Deli, Gladys Nocera, and Sophie Jaquel-Betin. 3 French ladies on 1 under par. Georgina Simpson, who is 1 under at the moment, but in the water on 18. And Steffi Kershmire after that disaster on 7, a triple bogey, back to 1 under par. Leanne Pace, level. So too Nina Hollander and Julia Davidson of Sweden. 4 players on 1 over, including Rebecca Hudson. 4 over for the day for Rebecca. Excellent round of golf from Alexandra Velad. 4 under for the day, 1 over for the tournament. Whitney Hillier, 1 under for the day, 3 over after 2 rounds of the Cell C South African Women's Open. Lots of players on 4 over, including Connie Chen, who we watched earlier on. Lucy Andre of France. And Lucy Williams of England. Amy Bolden, 72. Sophie Walker, good round of golf from her today, 2 under. Christine Wolfe, 5 over, should make the cut. Kim Williams, Stacey Lee Bregman of South Africa on 5 over. 8 over for Melissa Eaton. She was well positioned going into today's round. Ashley Simon, 1 under for the day. That may well get her through to Sunday. Paula Rito of South Africa, 2 under. Now, what are they? Come on, Morgana.
They look like South African buck.
You're on fire. There is so much wildlife here. It's absolutely brilliant, wandering around. And now Georgina Simpson, having found the water at 18, this is her drop.
This is also quite an awkward distance to hit the ball.
So Simpson having had to take a drop from the water on 18. This will be her 4th shot. So she needs to get this close. She's done okay. She'll have that for bogey. So she went for it with that second shot, didn't she? Didn't pay off, but a decent chip.
Yeah, unfortunately she had her second shot into the water there.
Steffi Kershmire, more problems for her.
I think that triple bogey just really got to her.
Oh,
So
no.
the next tee shot she couldn't put it out of her mind and just take it one shot at a time.
My ball must be in order.
Must be in the water, she says. So more problems for Steffi Kershmire. In the blink of an eye, from 4 under to 1 under after that triple bogey on 7.
Yeah, how are you supposed to feel splash? There's no spotter here anymore. There was a spotter here yesterday. I know that. We strike and apply it back today already. So
The
how
ruling
am I
is
supposed to see the splash? It went straight towards that tree here, and there's no ball around anyway. Yeah. I mean, there's no way I can find the ball here.
So what are the options for Kershmire here?
Der ist genau hier Richtung, der ist genau über diesen String geflogen.
Is she going to take a drop back along the fairway?
problem is if she hasn't seen it gone into the hazard, she actually has to go back to the tee box.
Take a provisional.
Yeah.
That's why I mean, how am I supposed to see that? I didn't see the splash. I'm trying to show that towards the water, but it went straight over that house there. There's no way.
Simpson for bogey after going in the water on 18. Come on. Oh.
That's a pity.
So a double for Georgina Simpson. That's a tough way to end. She can still smile about it. The margins are so fine, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it's in the water at least. The same situation happened earlier, so we'll wait for the second opinion. But in the meantime, let's try and find it. Okay?
Looks like she might be heading back to the tee.
Yeah, the problem is that the rules official saying if you haven't seen it gone into the water, you have to actually go back to the tee box and play another one. And she's saying there's no other way. It could have only gone into the water. But unfortunately, that's not the rule.
Mm.
So unless you can find it and identify it and see it there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all unravelling for her. Her playing partner's having a look, and some of the spectators too, trying to identify a ball for Kershmire.
Further right than yours yesterday, and yours is here. I mean, mine could have not even hit the tree. You could see mine, but I couldn't get it. So. Yeah. I think she had someone saw it go in. Well, the thing is, but I think we couldn't agree.
We can show you how it happened for Kershmire. This is her tee shot on the 8th. Now, we need to keep an eye on where it landed. Right in the middle of the water. That surely is going to be a drop if we know that it's gone in the water.
They got it on camera.
Now they're talking to an official saying that the TV pictures have shown that it does go in the water.
So where did you, any idea where it crossed?
No, it was the colleague.
The colleague.
Now where did it go into the water? What was the line?
Well, that's the other thing you have to deduct, because from that camera angle you could just see that it landed into the water, not necessarily where it crossed over.
Well, now looks like she might be taking a drop.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed to go in quite deep in the lake. I mean, without you know, diving in and having a look at. Oh, I wonder what's in the lake, actually.
Crocodiles? Have you heard of those?
Yeah, do they have crocodiles here in San
They
Diego?
actually do.
Right, no diving in the lake. So Kershmire in limbo at the moment.
Interesting.
We are talking about it,
spectator.
yes.
He's also not sure where the ball went in.
And he's not going in either.
No.
He said somewhere there, I don't know.
So this is taking up a lot of time
It is.
at the same time.
We think the angle of entry to the lake was the bridge, which you can see in the background. The rocks behind you is the message, so it looks like Kershmire is going to take a drop from back there. Right, so okay, so that's where she's going to have to take a drop. Now does the cart path come into play?
It does, and if she does drop it, she doesn't really have a very nice angle out of there either, because there's quite a few trees in front of her.
Well, she's hardly got a shot out of there, has she, really?
She almost has to chip out sideways.
The longest club in the bag for her is her putter. Have another go. So now she gets to place it.
taking lead from there. Can I mark it there? Which is, yeah, mark it again.
So now she can take it off the path.
Yeah, she gets relief from the path now.
Club length from there.
2 club lengths, or yeah, club length from there. The club length roll.
Still hasn't got a shot.
No, still doesn't make it a very inviting shot, no.
Well, Steffi Kershmire's playing partners are making good their escape.
The wind has completely died down now.
Hasn't it?
Nice
It's
and
very
calm.
still.
Hmm.
And Lee Whittaker, and up until a moment ago, Steffi Kershmire had taken advantage of those calmer conditions. But it's Lee Whittaker who is out in the lead by herself at 4 under. So late drama
Can you just move the...
in the second round of the Chelsea South African Women's Open. Confirmation, Lee Whittaker, 4 under par, leads Holly Clyburn and Anke Lindner by a stroke. Charlie Hull 2 under. Nacera Gicquel-Batin of France on 1 under. Kershmire 1 under through 7, but in trouble on the 8th. This is going to be her 3rd shot. Oh. She's found more trouble.
But I think it was almost just a lack of concentration because it's
Yeah.
taken so long for the drop and the ruling. And
Your heart goes out, doesn't it? It really does.
I think because we all go through it, so it's not a nice feeling.
Not at all. Oh, is that a little bit of argy-bargy?
There's not enough food, as you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful animals. That's the clubhouse here, the San Lemire Country Club, affording a lovely view of the estate and the golf course.
It's actually a new clubhouse. They've rebuilt it.
I'm going to not interfere, but I'm going to give you a recommendation.
They have a good view of the wildlife as well. Back to Kershmire.
And she looks like this tree is obscuring her view of...
She's going to try and play a low hook.
Does look like it.
Shot number 4 for Kershmire. Well, the ball's back in play.
She'll have a little chip up to the pin there. Also not the easiest of shots, so... Just lost a little bit of concentration. I think she can't put the triple bogey out of her mind, getting onto the next tee box.
Indeed. We're going to leave Steffi Kershmire and her problems. Somebody else who had a problem or two out there today was England's Charlie Hull.
Well, Charlie, we'll start off with the good stuff. You had a tricky first 9, but you fought back well on the back 9.
Yeah, well, I actually played good on the front 9. You know, it was just a wrong club straight at the pin, just both of them come up short because of the wind knocked them down. But I've hit pretty much every fairway and nearly every green. But I fought back toward the end. It was just a shame I got a 2-shot penalty. But last golf, I got a 2-shot penalty on the 16th hole. because my putter slipped and something, but I can't remember to explain it. But I birdied both holes in, and they're tricky 2 holes to, you know, to make birdie on sometimes with this wind. So I'm happy with the way I finished, and you know, probably be a few shots behind tomorrow instead of leading now because of the 2-shot penalty. But you know, it's golf, and can't do much about that. At least I know myself, I've hit it well and that. But I just look forward to, because tomorrow's the last day, and I've been away for 8 weeks, so it'll be good to get home.
Just on that 2-shot penalty, there's lots of rules in golf, but basically to simplify it for the viewers, you've accidentally moved the ball before you've hit your shot.
Yeah, that's what I've done. Oh well.
But you don't seem too fazed by it, Charlie.
No, I'm not, because I can't do nothing about it, so why should I be fazed? I know myself, I played really well out there. I've had that tough end of the draw, and you know, tomorrow I'll probably be behind going into the final round, but I can make plenty of birdies out there, just not get any 2-shot penalties, and I'll be fine.
Good luck to you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie Hull, after that 2-stroke penalty on 16, still fairly cheerful and still certainly within striking distance. Lee Whitaker leads the way on 4 under par. Holly Clyburn splitting 2 Germans. She's on 3 under, as well as Anne-Catherine Lindner also on 3 under. There's Charlie Hull at 2 under with Fabienne in Alban on 2 under. Steffi Kershmire 1 under through 7 holes, but she's had her problems on the 8th hole, as well as that triple bogey on 7. Nina Hollander and Julia Davidson on level par. Rebecca Hudson, Melina Jorgensen, Georgina Simpson on 1 over, and Chloe Lurcan on 2 over par, along with Florentina Parker, Alexandra Vilat and Minea Blomqvist of Finland. It's all set up for the final day at the Celsea South African Women's Open from Magana. Myself and all of us here at the San Lemire Country Club on the beautiful Hibiscus Coast. It's bye for now.